You don't need more information. You need more application. Welcome to your daily hit of grace and grit, your quick dose of inspiration to kickstart your day. This show is proudly sponsored by Rumble and Rise. To find out more about joining Rumble and Rise, head on over to graceandgrit.com/ready to rumble. I'm Courtney Townley, and here is today's hit. Let's get honest about something. You already know what to do. You know you should move your body. You know vegetables are good for you. You know that sleep matters. You know that stress is slowly killing you. You know that scrolling for 2 hours on your phone isn't helping. You already know. So why aren't you doing it? Because we've been sold a lie that the answer is out there somewhere. In the next podcast, the next protocol, the next expert's advice. We're drowning in what author and digital well-being expert Dr. Christy Goodwin calls infobesity, consuming information until we are bloated and paralyzed. I mentioned this in my book, The Consistency Code, that the global wellness market hit $6.3 trillion in 2023. That was 3 years ago. Imagine what it is now. We've never had more access to information or spent more money trying to improve our health and well-being, and yet cancer, heart disease, metabolic syndrome, depression, and autoimmune diseases are all on the rise. We have more information than ever, and we are more unwell than ever. So in the book, I share the story of going through the car wash and spending 5 minutes on my phone and basically consuming 20 different sound bites of information that all conflicted with one another. Because isn't that what scrolling on social media does? You just get short sound bites of information, and it's conflicting with the next soundbite of information. You don't walk away empowered. You walk away confused and unfocused and overwhelmed. And that literally can happen in just 5 minutes. So I will always and forevermore argue the point that lack of information is not the problem. I have said this to my clients for years. It's the lack of applying what we already know with any degree of consistency that's the problem. You don't need another article about the benefits of strength training. You need to pick up the weights. You don't need another meditation app. You need to sit down and breathe for 5 minutes, and when you get distracted, you just refocus yourself. That's what meditation is. You don't need to learn more about sleep hygiene. You need to turn off your phone and put yourself to bed. Information without application is just entertainment. But I would also argue it's clutter. And we know that clutter is not good for human health. When you are constantly in a space of seeking out more information, you feel productive while keeping yourself stuck. You listen to the podcast, you save the post, you bookmark the article, and tell yourself you're working on it. But you're not working on it. You're just consuming information. Consumption and application are not the same thing. Nothing changes when you're consuming because nothing is actually being done. So I want to give you maybe a new parameter. For every new piece of information you consume, I would challenge you to try applying one thing you already know. I know you're probably not going to do that, right? Because again, even the overwhelm of that invitation is intense because you're consuming how much information per day. If you matched every piece of information you consumed with one action of application, there's no way that your life wouldn't move. But it's really hard to keep up with that type of equation when we're consuming so much. But maybe before you listen to another podcast about habit formation, maybe you consider reasons why you think you haven't stuck to the habit you said you would do last week. Because I'm willing to bet you know a lot about why you didn't do it last week. We love to use the phrase, I don't know, and I have never found that to be true. It's not that you don't know why you do what you do. It's that you maybe haven't asked yourself good enough questions or paused long enough to give something consideration. And look, I think this is what coaching does. I think coaching can be a really great way to teach you how to ask better questions. And ultimately, you're better able to do that for yourself. But maybe before you do research on the best workout program to sign up for next, maybe do 20 squats today in your bathroom or in your kitchen. Before you read another book on nutrition, maybe you eat the vegetables that are already sitting in your fridge. Stop collecting information like it's going to save you. It's not going to save you, it's going to suffocate you. I always like when my clients are feeling overwhelmed, which they often are, because again, the world we live in, right? It's just the information age. Information is coming at them so fast and all of it's conflicting. And so I just ask them to shut out all that noise, turn inward, and ask themselves, what is one thing you know would help move the needle today? Right? That's where transformation lives. Not in the next download, not in the next podcast, but in the daily doing of what you've known all along. So here's my real invitation to you today, is consider going on an information diet. No new podcasts, articles, advice, recipes, sound bites of information. Use the energy that you would spend doing that, consuming information, and instead, just take one thing you already know would help to improve your life and do it every single day this week. That's it. And watch what happens when you stop learning and start living. And please don't hear me say I'm not a fan of education. I love education, of course. But that's not what we're doing. We're not educating. We're not pursuing information necessarily to educate ourselves. We're pursuing information to hide from the work, right? That's why I call it a hiding habit. Are you watching this video, listening to this podcast to just consume or to actually do something with it? There's a difference. One will keep you stuck, and one will move you forward. If this stirred something inside of you, imagine what a whole book of clarity and courage could ignite. The Consistency Code, a midlife woman's guide to deep health and happiness, goes even deeper into the mindset and practices that create real, meaningful change at midlife. Grab your copy today over at theconsistencycode.com and keep the momentum alive.